The secret Nazi base in Antarctica, the hidden truth behind Operation Highjump. In the final years of World War II, as Berlin burned and the Third Reich collapsed under the relentless Allied assault, whispers began to spread within military intelligence circles, whispers of something extraordinary. Some claimed that Nazi Germany, desperate for survival, had begun constructing a secret base at the edge of the world, deep beneath the ice of Antarctica. To most, it sounded impossible, yet the idea refused to die. Germany's fascination with Antarctica didn't start during the war. In 1938, a full year before the invasion of Poland, the Nazi government launched an expedition to the frozen continent, officially called the German Antarctic Expedition. Its declared goal was to secure a whaling territory and gather meteorological data, but the details of that journey hinted at something far more ambitious. Led by Captain Alfred Richer, the expedition sailed aboard a specially equipped vessel named Neu-Schwabenland. On board were scientists, naval officers, and Luftwaffe pilots. They carried not only research instruments, but also reconnaissance aircraft equipped with cameras capable of mapping vast territories. Between January and February of 1939, these planes flew over a massive region of Antarctica, an area of nearly 600,000 square kilometers, dropping aluminum flags marked with swastikas to claim the territory in the name of the Third Reich. The Nazis named it Neu-Schwabenland, or Neu-Schwabenland. Official records described it as a scientific mission. Yet the precision with which they mapped the region, the secrecy surrounding the expedition's findings, and the rumors of warm water oases under the ice led many to suspect there was more to the story. When the war broke out later that year, most assumed the Antarctic project had been abandoned. But according to numerous post-war accounts from Allied pilots, German defectors, and even classified Soviet documents, a portion of the Nazi elite may have escaped south, carrying with them experimental technology and vast reserves of gold. As the Third Reich collapsed, high-ranking members of the SS and Luftwaffe disappeared without a trace. Submarines known as U-boats vanished from European waters, never to be seen again. Some of these vessels reportedly surfaced months after Germany's surrender near Argentina and Patagonia, with their crews refusing to explain their mission. The possibility of an Antarctic refuge was not just a wild conspiracy, it was rooted in fragments of fact. In 1947, only 2 years after the war ended, the United States Navy launched one of the largest expeditions in its history, Operation Highjump. Commanded by Rear Admiral Richard E. Byrd, the mission officially aimed to train personnel and test equipment in polar conditions. But the scale of the operation was staggering. 13 ships, 33 aircraft, and over 4,700 men, all heading to the same region once explored by the Nazis. Why such a massive force for a training mission? Admiral Byrd's fleet was equipped for combat, not science. Battleships, destroyers, and aircraft carriers joined the expedition. Some researchers believe the U.S. was not simply testing equipment, they were investigating what the Nazis had left behind. For several months, the expedition mapped coastlines, photographed mountain ranges, and conducted flight operations over the Antarctic interior. Then, suddenly, it ended. Without warning, Operation Highjump was cut short. The official explanation cited adverse weather and logistical difficulties. Yet, according to declassified military reports, several aircraft were lost under mysterious circumstances. When Byrd returned to the United States, he gave an interview to a Chilean newspaper. In it, he was quoted saying, "The United States should prepare for the possibility of enemy aircraft that can fly from pole to pole at incredible speeds." Those words sent shockwaves through intelligence agencies. What had Byrd seen in Antarctica that made him warn of an unknown power capable of reaching any point on Earth? Some historians argue the statement was taken out of context. Others believe Byrd encountered remnants of advanced German technology, possibly early prototypes of what we now call flying saucers. In the years following Operation Highjump, a series of strange events deepened the mystery. In 1952, multiple UFO sightings were reported over Washington, D.C., coinciding with the period when declassified documents revealed renewed American activity in the South Pole. Then, in 1959, 12 nations signed the Antarctic Treaty, effectively banning military activity and restricting access to much of the continent. Why would world powers agree so suddenly to keep Antarctica off limits? Some suggest the treaty was meant to preserve peace and science. Others whisper that it was to conceal something already discovered beneath the ice, something not meant for public eyes. Decades later, the myth of Base 211 began to take shape. The supposed Nazi stronghold hidden in vast underground caverns heated by geothermal energy. Reports claimed it housed advanced laboratories, submarines, and aircraft hangars carved into the mountains. The theory stated that the Nazi engineers continued their experiments there, developing technologies decades ahead of their time. Supporters of the theory point to Nazi Germany's documented interest in exotic energy research, from the Vril Society and its obsession with mystical power sources, to the secret Die Glocke project, or the Bell, a rumored anti-gravity device that disappeared at the end of the war. Could these technologies have been relocated to Antarctica? Even the Soviets took the rumors seriously. In the early 1950s, the KGB conducted their own reconnaissance missions, fearing that American or German forces had established a base near the South Pole. Soviet reports, declassified decades later, mentioned the discovery of magnetic anomalies and structures not formed by natural ice movement. Despite the incredible nature of these claims, certain facts remain undeniable. The 1938 Nazi expedition did occur. Operation Highjump was real, vast, and abruptly terminated. And high-ranking Nazis did vanish in 1945, along with several U-boats and hundreds of scientists involved in secret weapons projects. Some researchers point out that the Nazis had been obsessed with ancient civilizations and polar myths. They believed the Earth was hollow and that hidden entrances at the poles led to an inner world, a place where the Aryan race had originated. If they truly believed this, Antarctica would have been the ultimate destination for their last stand. Over time, evidence began to blur the line between myth and history. In 1976, British researchers photographed strange circular formations under the ice, resembling man-made tunnels. In 2001, satellite images revealed geometric patterns deep beneath the surface, prompting renewed interest from private companies and defense agencies. More recently, a leaked document, allegedly from the CIA, claimed that underground facilities of non-terrestrial origin were detected during U.S. seismic surveys in the 1980s. Though the authenticity of the document remains disputed, its existence reignited the theory that something extraordinary lies hidden beneath the frozen continent. Today, much of Antarctica remains unexplored, with 98% covered in ice more than a mile thick. Dozens of no-fly zones and restricted sectors exist, officially justified as environmental protection areas. But satellite data shows unnatural heat signatures beneath some of these zones, consistent with artificial installations. Could Base 211 still exist? The truth may be stranger than fiction. Modern researchers using ground-penetrating radar have detected vast subglacial lakes and caverns, some as large as entire cities. If the Nazis had discovered one of these warm water pockets in the 1930s, it's conceivable they could have built a hidden refuge. The logistics would have been near impossible, but not beyond the imagination of a regime that constructed entire underground fortresses beneath Germany itself. Perhaps the most haunting clue came in 2016, when scientists studying the ice cores near the Queen Maud Mountains, the same region explored by the 1938 expedition, discovered traces of synthetic materials inconsistent with natural geology. The discovery was quietly classified. Even now, the Antarctic mystery endures. Was it all a myth, a convenient legend born from wartime secrecy and Cold War paranoia? Or is there, buried beneath miles of ice, a relic of humanity's darkest ambitions, still waiting to be found? Whatever the truth may be, Antarctica keeps its secrets well. Its icy silence has swallowed the echoes of the past, the hum of forgotten machines, the dreams of a lost empire, and the footprints of those who vanished into the snow, never to return. And perhaps, somewhere beneath that endless white desert, the engines of Base 211 still hum in the dark.